ideas for Story Jump Out. Now, my ideas for Story Jump Out are based on a realistic experience because recently I myself went out and was searching for card games to buy for an event that me and my friend are recently going to host tomorrow. So my perspective coming to this is from a customer's perspective, mainly. So I could produce ideas that a customer thinks about and wants when he's looking for a card game. Now, my first idea, right, is a video. The reason why I said a video is to get them excited, because when you want to play a card game, right, in the video, when you see people getting excited, you get a feeling that, okay, these people are enjoying themselves. It's a very exciting experience. And I would like to be as excited as them. The next thing is you want to represent your target market. So the people can see themselves and their family or whoever the target market is, the people are there. They're imagining themselves there with the people that they're thinking about playing this game with. So you want to get them thinking, okay, I could see myself and my family playing this game. I can see us having fun, right? You also want to give kind of a hint to what playing the game is like so they can get a little idea, basically. You don't have to sell out the whole game, just a little idea. I also suggest the idea of producing another video, basically one which explains your mission, explains basically your history, what you're about, how you're approaching your situation, and like what your card game basically represents, to build some kind of foundation for your card game so people really trust and understand what you're about. My next idea is, whether on your website, most likely on your website, is to share customer reviews. Because when people come to buy something, when they see that somebody else enjoyed something, that gives them the idea, okay, I could enjoy it as well. When I know specifically when I go to buy something, I definitely always check customer reviews. I always check, what did these people think about it? What are these people doing about it? Did they enjoy it? What didn't they like, etc. And I think sharing customer reviews, especially good ones, would really boost the chances that somebody who wants to buy the game wants to buy it even more. Or maybe they weren't too sure before, but now they're sure. You want to do it in a way where it's natural. It doesn't look like you're making up reviews. It doesn't look like these people, you put them there, because then they would really trust it. Yeah, it's about really convincing them to make that decision for people who wants to buy the product. And I would say your best advertiser or marketer would be the customer, because they would know what they enjoy about the game, whether they decide to play it a different way, whether they decide to play it the same way. If they express that there, then somebody else could pick up on that idea. So they know what they like, and most likely what these people like will be what other customers are looking for and like. Now, my next idea, right, is, I know you all are selling on Shopify right now, which is fine, right? But I'm suggesting to you to sell as well on other platforms, such as Amazon. The reason why I say this, right, it could be other places as well, but the reason why I say this is because recently when me and my friend were looking for cards, what we did is we didn't really go searching specifically for cards. The places we went to directly was Amazon. Both of us went directly to Amazon. And the reason why is, I believe it's such a comfortable place, such a natural thing to do for everyone, that both of us, even without discussing it before, we are just sending naturally back and forth Amazon links. And I think that if you put your cards in a place where it's really accessible for people who may not be looking for cards specifically, but they could scroll through and see it there, I also think that maybe as well in specific target areas, maybe if there's local shops in that areas that deals with games, or maybe I don't know wherever a person would go to look for a card game, you can also try to make a deal with them there to sell it there. So maybe when somebody goes inside a store, they see your card, they're like, "What's this about?" and they pick it up. Um, yeah, there's also other options of selling it besides Amazon. There's a whole lot of websites, but basically, I know it was short, but those are my points that I wanted to make. I really had to do them quickly this morning because I was busy yesterday, but I really wanted to focus on the quality points that I could give. So thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you very much, Raul.
I hope you all got something out of it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, today we'll be presenting on Caribbean-owned businesses. And the Caribbean experience is one where you long to grasp the culture, people, vitality. The Caribbean, yet still unknown to some, is surely a getaway from the speed of life. To locals living in the Caribbean, we embrace it. And to those away from home, we cherish every memory. Today, I'll be presenting on an analysis of two Caribbean-owned businesses who bring the Caribbean to the homes of those who live both in and outside of the Caribbean. So we have the first business, Story Jump Out. And as I thought of Story Jump Out, I also thought of a quote by Winston Churchill. Those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And so the goal of Story Jump Out is really for culture retention. And as we've seen over the years, that there has been cultural erasure. And so I would like to clarify the challenges that were raised based on the interview that we had yesterday. So I know a challenge for sure for Story Jump Out would be leading customers to a new product. Also financing, as was mentioned, securing the name, trademark in both US and UK, and as well only marketing via WhatsApp. So when I thought of some ideas, these things came to mind. So in service-wise, when we had, to focus on two areas of innovation, service exceeding the customer's expectation, I thought of creating a more dynamic website, also giving a 10% discount on those who purchase two or more games. And this will help, persons to get the word around. And as well, this can help with, y'all can help cover some of this cost getting sponsorship. And also including on the website, did you know segment with frequently used Caribbean sayings or vocabulary. So also, as it pertains to the making the website more dynamic, I thought of these things, including pictures of human faces. So it helps connect, right? And connect with your audience or your customers. Also, your layout can be more scannable because I was looking at some research and they said persons tend to simply scan information and not necessarily blocks of info. So it's important that you have it scannable where you have bullet points, also mark keywords in bold or italics if it's a part of a long text. I think necessary as well, insert a menu to make the website easier to navigate. Additionally, placing a how to play the game video. This video can also be used as a promotional video, which we'll later talk about in marketing. But let me see if I can just show you an example of a promotional video. So I know we had some discussion yesterday concerning, how are we going to, we don't want to put all the information, how the game is to be played, just for the sake of plagiarism or what have you. But this to me was a lovely video done by Uno. So you can let me know if you're seeing and hearing, right? Okay.
Chegou o Uno H2O, o Uno à prova d'água. É fácil de jogar e você leva para qualquer lugar. Uno H2O é rápido, é fácil, é para todo mundo.
Okay, so as simple as it is, very short, it shows the excitement and it makes others, excited to purchase it. So a simple video like that, it doesn't give the description of the game, but it just shows the excitement while playing the game. Also, I thought that it was necessary while scrolling on the page that the order now be very prominent on the page, so that I think at the top of the page is very noticeable in a tab, yellow tab. So I think if consistency throughout will be great, because it just simply blends into the information. I love the reviews to the bottom, but a way I thought of, just letting it jump out is because we're talking about story jump out, have it on a background with lines. So it looks as if it's a page and the quote is written on the line. You could also put the name of the person if you like, just the first name instead of just putting a nostalgic dad. So persons feel like, well, David saw this and, yet he's still known as the nostalgic dad. With regards to the color of the page, I think the branding is definitely what we see on the page, the yellow and blues. And I think based on research, you say that color actually influenced 85% of the shopper purchase decisions, right? And I think it's necessary for us to consider, what colors bring fun and vitality and vibrance, because that's what you're trying to convey. So not to take away from your branding, but also to just put in little spurs of this color. So I actually found that orange is actually associated with fun and vibrancy. And I also think, because it's fun, different shapes could be seen throughout the website. With regards to marketing, well, I mentioned this video could not only be on your website, but it could also be used as a promotional video on your social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Also, local celebrity endorsement. So I don't know if most of you know of Daniel Lovelace and Certified Samson. So they are like in the area of speaking and letting stories be known. So Daniel Lovelace, he does this segment where he goes around Trinidad, and now he has taken it to the world, because I see he went to Canada and all different other countries, finding out what people know. And I think just having him endorsing it, so it's a suggestion, as well as Certified Samson. So it helps young people to get eager about the game. Also, do some sponsored promotion on social media. And my guerrilla marketing tactic for story jump out is simply this. So you see, we have local malls and we tend to have arcades, and near these arcades or within the arcades, if there are bathroom facilities, I know now because of COVID, we have those automatic toilet paper where we receive toilet paper, sorry, not toilet paper, paper towel. And I was thinking you can possibly do the shape of the the toilet paper, the paper towel machine, so you can paint it as if it's the card box, and the paper towel that comes out supposed to look like if it's a card coming out of the box. So that was my idea of, you know, just jumping out a little bit. And that's it for story jump out.
Very good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for all those ideas.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mm.
Thank you so much. A lot
Oh,
there, a lot of good
yes.
stuff there to think about.
So these are my ideas and suggestions, but for each website, I've decided to like what we've learned, and I searched through like the needs and the audiences first for the first slide, and then I'll go into the like what ideas I have. So for story jump out, I think the need of the game was to be able to capture stories and the history about people who came before us, so we can learn and have and can what oh before us, so we can learn and have a fun experience with it. And then the target audience that I saw on the website was families and friends from the young ages of 7 to 107. And then I saw the creators of Story Jump Out made a card game in which participants would be able to have fun and become educated on the older citizens' past life. The game also helps pass down stories and culture down to the younger generations. And so then I was saying the tactic the makers of the game was to have an original card game about the Caribbean and able to sell to whoever is interested and probably associates with the Caribbean. And then this is my next slide. Yeah, and this is what these are my ideas. I said product and value is one of the innovations for this card game. I was thinking that the creator should start by changing the profile picture that's on top with the beach, I think it was, to something that correlates with the game. And then on the game box, there should be like actual drawings and maybe less wording. Like, I forgot some of the words, but yeah. And then I think the background blue should be a little bit lighter, so all the details and colors can complement each other and give a yeah, so that's what I have. And then by using social media and the guerrilla marketing, you can make an Instagram and Facebook account, which you can use to expand the platform's purchases. Like maybe you can hire somebody to make animations that can go along with the story that you're telling and make people more interested and want to experience the stories through the game. And then I have, next slide is, I was thinking you should monitor the reviews to see what people are saying, so you can change change some things around and innovate it. And then maybe you can change the format of the website to show more interest and grab more people's attention. And also you could like make pictures or videos of like people playing the game on the website. And then I have, maybe you can promote your platforms instead of just using WhatsApp, and maybe you could get an Instagram account so more people can know about your platform, and they'll be more interested and you will gain more money. So you can correct the game, I guess, in a way, so people be more interested in it. So yeah, that's what I have.
Very good. Thank you so much, Gabby. All three of you.
Yes, thank you all
Very
so much. This
impressive.
is so helpful.
Give us a lot to think about. Thank you.
The video, we try to figure out what's the best way to go
How to
about
get it
doing
done.
that.
Yeah.
But we really think that's true. Also looking at other places, and we think it will actually be super nice to have one that's in the Caribbean. When we're not in the Caribbean now, with like Caribbean people playing it too, and then maybe one from here as well, also good for promotion. So we try to figure that out. So if you have any ideas, or you know anyone that does this type of stuff, or do let us know. We have a job for them.
I think I have two ideas that like I had when I think about it. One would be a great way I think would be to like show a really happy having generational gap family playing. That would be the most generic way, but I really had a really interesting thought where I think you could use like real stories from people playing the game, right? And really use a voiceover and maybe animate it, right? To show how really intricate and how much stories and the kind of details you can pull from in the game to show the to basically just show animate different stories from real people, you know.
Very
and
nice.
stress on the fact that it's real, so like you really want to grab the emotions of people. Well, that would be my idea.
I did like what Chanel had mentioned in reference to using individuals like I wrote their names, Daniel Lovelace and Certified is that. What did you think about that? You're on mute.
I love the idea.
Yeah.
And I was actually also thinking of, because some of these people like using quotes for promotions as well, like some people also said, and probably tagging the people who said the quote if they're still alive, for example, Anna on Instagram, and using or Facebook, and trying to get them to see that we've tagged them and hopefully repost if they're interested in the game. So all these tactics in terms of getting other people to be the spokesperson more than us, because we can talk about it, but if someone else says they like it, then that's the biggest. Yeah, exactly.
And you call them influencers now too.
Yeah. What's that mean? Yeah.
So we actually have the University of Trinidad and Tobago has a degree program. So they're always looking for projects to work on. You know, we give them, the students, a little stipend or something to encourage them. But maybe we can.
That's a good idea.
Contact with some people.
Yes, indeed.
Great idea.
That would be
Thank
great.
You.
And it blends in with the game, because it'll be local people for the local game, yeah.
And where possible, we prefer to work with Caribbean people. We want to work with Caribbean people. If we could do everything with Caribbean people.
All the work we have commissioned so far from the Caribbean.
Okay, good.
And that way, because we already have the illustrations already done in a particular style, so it probably means that animator could carry through that style, which would be quite interesting.
Do you have copies of the game in Trinidad now? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We'll get them down.
Yes. Well, fine. I think that's a great idea.
Again, I want to start with another quote. I seem to like quotes. So this is a quote by Gabriel Marquez, and he says, Caribbean reality resembles the wildest imagination. And I think that quote stood out to me when I, visited this website and what I see it becoming. Um, Clarifying the challenges, of course, marketing 2,000 plus products. I think that in itself is a challenge. And so I've generated some ideas. I think there's a need for a children's section. I also think that you should attract more persons to review your product. The layout for the site can be updated, more so like for the season. So like when I go on the site or I go on any other sites, I normally see, something to do with Christmas one time, or whatever season it is. And also something else that comes right down to me is deals one time. I see what deals or what discounts they're having. Also, I think that there should be a personalized customer experience. And for instance, we can think of Shein, they have like these sign in where you can actually sign into the website. So it says, hello, Chanel, and I would have done, they would have asked me my preferences before. So they kind of have that idea of me, they know my size. So they ask all these things before. So when I go on a product, they will start to suggest, okay, purchase a small, whatever, right? I also think that in that idea of attracting more persons to review the products, you ought to have some incentive, because the importance of like reviewing products could also let you know which products you could remove from the site, which hasn't been getting, or it could help you to know, okay, you need to up marketing this. You could incorporate also more male faces, because I know that you would like, that is not just female, like when it comes to you, it's not just female only, you see. So I think those initial pictures that I see to the top hits me as female, but I know you have a for him, could possibly use his same picture higher up. Also, I think, there should be a little more consistency with the team colors on the website. And also my guerrilla marketing technique for Shop Carib is either put in a sticker. I know you said that you have a personal vehicle that does delivery. Or I mean, even if you can get in and get DHL to help you out with this one, but you can paint or use a sticker of your logo. And you see how it has with the H more, so I'm focusing on it. Looks like a cart, and then it has wheels to the bottom. Your car wheels could actually look like those wheels, right? And you could encourage persons who see the vehicle to snap a picture and they get a discount. And when they see the vehicle, they also, because I mean, anybody could take the picture and say they saw the vehicle. They have to say time and location. So that helps you to know, okay, yes, indeed, they saw the vehicle, in Diego Martin at 3:50 because we had an errand day. I also think on the website, that will just set it apart from the other competitors, is including a chat booth where persons can have like this, a fashion, like their personal fashion designer that helps them put together different outfits. So they might think, they might pick a top, but the chat will give them options of earrings that can go with it, and they help put an outfit together for them. And yeah, that's it for Shop Karib.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I love the cart on the car. Fantastic. All the comments are spot on. The shopping assistant, love it. We even had a look for hers ready already, yeah. So great. That's a great idea, and because there are so many options, matching up that, a dress with with earrings, with a handbag, with sandals, kind of thing. We could do that. Nice. Yes, I like your idea about the gentleman, working the guys into that upper quadrant of the site. So fantastic comments. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Welcome back again to my ideas. These will now be my ideas that I have for Shop Hurry. So my first, well, something I did notice, right, is when I was attempting to Google things that people would usually search to find a Caribbean-based marketplace, is that I really wasn't finding Shop Carib unless I specifically searched for Shop Carib. So if you search stuff like Caribbean marketplace or Amazon like Caribbean marketplace, you really wouldn't find Shop Carib amongst at least the first set of options up there. And I know very well that you can optimize SEO and stuff like that, which is computer based, to put yourself using certain keywords that when somebody searches for it, you generally find yourself at basically the top of the Google searches for specific things, right? And I believe this will definitely boost because a lot of people, they're not sure what they're searching for. And the first thing they go to is Google. They're like, okay, let me type it in. And you want to be one of the options on the top there so that people could, see it, click it, and I believe that will generate a lot of traffic. I also think that a video will do you good, but in this scenario, I think that the video really should be more focused on building trust, showing people what your company is about. Like, I know you said that there are people who are being affected by COVID. Maybe you could use that. You can say there's a lot of people being affected. So now, like, they're on online market. You could really, you use that as a pushing force to get people to, come in. They want to help, these people who are maybe probably cannot sell their products due to what's going on with the whole virus. You really want to push your story, your mission, why you do this, why you do that, really get people emotionally involved and trusting your website as a corporation. I also think that you could sponsor specific videos, which is possible. As I know sponsoring YouTube videos are really popular, and sponsoring videos specifically for your market would probably do you really well. I said trustworthy beauty YouTubers. I don't really watch that section much, but I assume clothing YouTubers, beauty YouTubers, maybe I don't know any locally, but I'm sure there's probably some local. I know you're worldwide, so you can do worldwide as well. You can maybe have them showcase some of your clothes. You can showcase what you're about. You can showcase your mission, and then they continue the rest of that video, and anyone interested in that general market will click. I also said trustworthy because you want to make sure they're a strong figure that won't really ruin your reputation. My next idea is I also said to offer a section for children, just like Chanel, because I believe that your age bracket will most likely, some of them, quite a couple of them probably have kids, quite a couple of them probably want to shop for kids, shop for not only their kids, but maybe their aunts, Maybe they have nephews, nieces, maybe their neighbor's children. They see something that look good. Um, I guess yeah, people always want to buy gifts for children, so that's why I said that. Branded item. Really, the idea of this is generally to get your logo really out there and into people's mind. So I said wearables such as t-shirts, right? Maybe I'm not saying give them away for free, but like if there's a way you can possibly get a lot of people to wear t-shirts, when people see the t-shirts around, they see your logo and it keeps popping up in their mind. They're like, oh, I've seen that before. I've seen that here. And when they see your logo again, that gives them more of an urge to want to check it out, right? So that's why I said branded items. It could be like a mug, it could be I don't think a wristband is really visible, but something that's visible to people who are passing, you know, and you want people who really use the item and such like that. Now, my next idea is called Do a Noble Deed. Now, for this one, right, I'm really basing this off of the fact that people today, especially from what I can see, especially that age bracket in women, especially the middle, really like noble causes. They really like to push for stuff like equality. They like to push for stuff like better living standards, etc. So I was saying, if your brand could become a brand that really as well pushes for these noble standards. Like I have a for a particular amount of item bought, maybe you can share something, donate to some kind of cause. Maybe if um even if it's donating to the poor, giving to maybe some kind of donation away. It would probably be better if it's in the Caribbean for a Caribbean cause. Um, I also have that you can use the option of shares if you really want to focus on marketing. Then maybe that will encourage people to share more. Say for every 10, 100 shares, you do this, and I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot of shares. But the reason why I put items before is because that will probably direct more people to get to your site. I also said partner with a company that handles donations to build trust. So like people wouldn't really think, oh, you take any money, they don't know what you don't know what you're doing with it. So you can partner with a reputable source in this instance, so that people really think, okay, yeah, they're serious about it. Next, I hear people just enjoy supporting noble causes. There's nothing ever wrong. As people say, the more you give, the more you get back. So there's never anything wrong with that. And you can take advantage of the shop local trend. A lot of people have been saying to shop local, as in America now they're saying shop black. They're saying all kind of things, trying to support more local trends, especially during this kind of crisis. You want to really take advantage of the drive to push and support businesses which are local. And that would have been mine. I also have one more thing to add, one idea that was brought up from when I was hearing Chanel's presentation, is that I don't know if it's also possible if that like you could add on a service which will allow people to customize, like maybe there are certain designers, maybe you can have a service that allows people to customize certain outfits and such to fit their specific needs or etc. And maybe people would enjoy that. I'm not really sure. That's just an opinion at this point. So that's it for now. Thank you.
Wow, Raul, thank you. I like the lots of stuff, lots of fantastic ideas in there. The children's section, interesting that you both came
Yeah.
up with it. Interesting because it's yes, it's there. It's adults who are shopping for children. And what we've been finding is there are it's the parents who want their children to continue with that connection to the Caribbean. So it might be interesting. Okay, good. The idea of the personalization interesting. That's a nice element that we can incorporate. Um, your tactic in terms of the giving back, in terms of, and and it's an interesting element. It is something that we do, as a family. We do a bit of that kind of giving back, helping the poor and whatever. And so what you're suggesting is about taking it to expanding it, taking it to a business level. So I think that's an interesting one, and I think you're spot on in terms of that people would appreciate if you're doing something for a cause, or if there's something connected with it. So thank you for that one as well. Um, Very good points, very good points, and I like that you put your name and your number at the end there. I'll take a note of that. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much.
What are you doing at what are you doing in school?
I'm doing computer science. I'm in my first year. Yeah.
So you have to look at as well. We could circle back to you if you don't have a thought on the moment, but about the coding, about layout, about functionality. Think about those things to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
As I said, I did like the need in the audience before I started with the ideas. So I said in Shop Group there's a need to give the Caribbean audiences and nationalities the ability to purchase and showcase their Caribbean made products. I think the target audience was mostly adult ladies from the ages ranging from 25 upwards that can accommodate middle to upper income brackets. The solution was to make a website that can give people an easy access to Caribbean made products. I think the strategy was for people that are worldwide can be able to reach out and give a little bit of culture from the Caribbean from the Caribbean, like clothes, furniture, food, and other handcrafted things. The difference that I found between Shoprib and Carib Shopper is that Carib Shopper does not show the currency at which things are being bought, while Shoprib does. And then these are my ideas I have. The things they might want to change or innovate the site, I think, is their process and management. I think from the research, since they are more, since they're more masculine products, it should be showed a little bit more to show it's not only a platform for women. And then I was thinking maybe at the bottom where they have the industry partners, maybe you can like put a link. So when you click on the picture, they'll be able to go to their site. So people will be interested in that too. And also I think when people click on the product, the first thing you should see is the producer/company's name instead of being at the bottom. So maybe you can change the formatting a little bit. So when the person is purchasing the product, the name and description stands out so people would remember where they bought it from and may buy more products in the future. So that's what I have. So yeah.
The masculine or the male items, bringing it to the forefront. Because when I think about it, and I'll have to check my stats, we have had quite a few orders for, things for men, purchased by women and then by men themselves. And we've seen men also buying a lot of the art on the site. So it's your comments are spot on in terms of bringing that to the forefront a little more, in terms of the links, so that our partner agencies, people can link off to them easily. Great point. The colors, the the currency. I like that comment. So we still, I mean, we are still in a growth phase. We are 6 months in. And so these comments will help us to now move into the new year. This is perfectly timed because then going into the new year, we can then, make some further edits, make some further adjustments so that we can really hit that, hit that nexus, that absolute nexus when people come to the site and they shop on the site and the experiences. I'll just mention about the reviews. We have been capturing your reviews, but because we have so many products on the site, it's like a fantastic problem to have, right? We have a lot of products on the site, but we've only been selling for 6 months, and it's the hardest thing to do, or rather the hardest thing is to get people to leave a review. So they'll buy the product, they'll take pictures with it, they'll unbox it on Instagram, they'll put a picture up, but they don't get back to the website to leave a review. So we've been contemplating if we should give you a further something off your next order, your next purchase, if you leave a review kind of thing. So why we haven't been showing the reviews is because we have too few of them. It would look a little strange, So, but we're going forward. We're going forward. Thank you very much, guys, for your comments.
I would just like to add, something based on the reviews. So like within my presentation, I made mention of something that a site called Shein does. You gain points when you review, and even more points when you use a picture review. So you show you actually have the product, and those points would eventually, after they build up, give you a discount, whether it's in delivery cost or so point system may work.
Okay. And I'll tell you, I mean, you see it, we see it. People are they're on Facebook saying, shouting us praises, and it's like, give me a review. So good. Thank you. I like that out. Shein, spell it to me.
Yeah, Shein.
You could type it in this chat.
Yeah.
The other thing, if I could make, anybody else has an advice, Chanel, can you put the website out? Because I don't know if Keisha knows the website. Keisha, you've seen it?
Okay, if I just bring it up on my end.
Yes, you can bring it up for her so that we could share the screen. If I could make excellent, everybody did excellent. In reference to Shop Carib, right? I was thinking who said that, like, promotional companies can promote, make it unique. It's a mass production of it, but you have the logo, and all they have to do is actually press the logo on, like this bag here, the tote bag. You see, they could have the logo right at that spot, that circular spot. They could have the logo right there. The company have a logo there. And that's a nice, I would love to get a bag like that from, and then the company could still have their brand on it.
As a promotional something, you mean?
Promotional, exactly.
Okay. That's in terms of our real mission for this thing is about empowerment, and it's about income generation.
Right.
So if we can find the more ways that we can find for vendors to be able to sell more product,
exactly,
then great. This may even allow us to help some of them to streamline. So we may find that, okay, maybe the individualized handbags that you were doing aren't selling the most, but maybe your t-shirts, might be doing better kind of thing. So, okay, good. Thank you.
And I think, was it Chanel? Somebody mentioned it. I have to go back to my notes, but mentioned that the items that are not selling, you may need to, move those aside, but you bring the ones that are selling up front. So that's another way too. So it's a way of they can't sell everything on your platform. You're going to sell the most popular items. And those popular items are what you want to go to business. And I think right now, a lot of businesses will want to do local because they want the economy to start getting back. So they will want to have those promotional items as items they give away to customers, or they want to give away as promotional item to, clients. A way to go around that too is if you put the review, you customize it, to where you say, okay, great item. I really like how it fits. So all the people have to do is click a radio button.
Yes, gotcha.
And
Well,
just
good idea.
their first name, and so they don't have to be worrying write about writing it,
Yes,
so
yes.
several options for them. That's creative, and they can say, oh yeah, I can identify with this particular one, and they'll click on that one and then put their name to it.
I think it was Chanel's comment about personalizing it.
Yes.
So we were back and forth with the team about, how much information do people want to give. So before you purchase, or rather, when you have an item in checkout, to check out, you have to put in, your name, your address, or whatever. And I'm wondering if maybe we should, that idea of personalization could probably come in there. So it's okay, what is your dress size? In future, are there particular colors that you like? Things like that. So maybe, at that point where we have them engaged, we have them having bought into the process, they might put those things. So that will help us in future. Okay, great. Thank you. I'm just working it through.
One of the things too is, and I'm kind of going through everybody's points that you may want to think about is is your system running on AI? And probably this is for Raul. I don't know how that may work with what platform you're doing it on, your website, but basically how it works, and it's like the cookies, right? Once the people view your site, you see them click on certain things, and how long they stay on that certain thing, that is customizing it, because
yes,
the person based on that. So they don't really have to go through all that answering questions, because people can feel a little intimidated if you're asking, but the process of having the cookies on the site, that's what the cookies do.
Right. And so we do. We're running WordPress with WooCommerce. So yes, we are capturing it.
WordPress, sorry? What?
And WooCommerce is the e-commerce platform.
Yeah. So that will also, looking at those analytics, and just even having Google Analytics onto your site, which is also free.
Yep.
You put it on each page, you can get the impressions of people, because they look at a dress order and you see them stay long on that dress, and then you see them looking at other dresses the same. That's building their profile for that person.
Yep.
So that also attaching the analytics. I like what Raul talked about, SEO optimization. That's important as well. And all that stuff is free, especially if you're using, I'm very familiar with WordPress because I build my sites on WordPress as well. So that's also free, that you can put as an add-on, onto the SEO optimization onto WordPress.
Yes.
Okay, so that's another one. The videos, I think all of you kind of made comments in reference to children, section having for children. Another section I was thinking in reference to your site was, everybody's going green now, and everybody's like, oh, natural cloths and natural cottons. And so you could probably have a section where those vendors that have that, when people click on, green or natural products, or all cotton or whatever, where they click on that, those products show up on that link as well. Does that make sense? You already have the product on your site, but you have at the front page, you have that specific link where people can see if you want to do all natural products or all natural, and they can click on that and it will go to those items there.
Yes. Okay, very good.
Because that is something, and that will also be in your SEO wording now, the
right.
key parameters for that.
Yes. Okay.
I like that idea. And now for just one more thing in reference to Story Jump Out now. My comment on that was also very great ideas for Keisha. Keisha, what I thought about, and I mentioned this to Penny, was that the age group you all are looking at is, the older folks as well, right? The wide age group doing old age homes. A lot of the parents, a lot of the kids, visiting their parents in assisted livings and stuff. So even going to the assisted living and presenting that game to them. This is something that the people there would want to purchase for their families, because a lot of the grandparents want to leave those stories for them. So that was one of the things I had mentioned to Penny yesterday regarding that. I do agree with Chanel when she talked about the colors. It's a lot of blue. Also, too, you have to scroll down a lot on the site to get information. So you may want to, you see how do it more horizontal, where on the first screen, when they click on it, they can see what they need to see on that first page without scrolling down. You want your most important items there, because people will click on it, and if they have to scroll down all the way to find stuff, they're not going to do that. So you want to make it your important items up on the first image of the screen. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Okay. Let me just look at my notes again. In addition to the preferences, the video, everybody I think said that about the Chanel mentioned it, Raul mentioned it, and Gabby also. It has to be more interactive so people can get it. Even if you have a 30-second video clip that says it and you just keep pushing that, that will be something that I think will get the attention. And especially because you're going to also want to sell it in Europe, right? The point that we made yesterday was that the Bacchanal, a lot of those terms, foreigners won't know about, locals won't know about it. But even if you capture that in a video, they will understand what Bacchanal is. It's like Bacchanal, oh, that's confusion. You see them, carrying, so you'll capture that. So having those images on the first screen, either, you have the video clip so people can see it, would require a more professional approach to who is doing the design, because I know it'll be more computer, somebody who's more familiar with the web development and stuff like that to have it, put those things in place. But if that is put in place, I think that will be really beneficial to the promotion of the whole business.
I'm very grateful, very, very, very grateful for the program that you've put on, and the exposure, and just, sometimes getting a chance to think in this way, think about business, think about entrepreneurship, think about, projects that are operational. It sparks something, in a younger person. I'll tell you, I started with something in Trinidad called Junior Achievement when I was 15. And that was my um, first introduction to entrepreneurship, where we had to do our own little business, and we had to work out what it was, come up with the concept, get the products, everything. And so getting this kind of hands-on opportunity to think and to conceptualize something, I think is very, very worthwhile. So congratulations to 21st century innovators. Keep pushing, keep moving it forward.
Okay, so I love this program. It was definitely foundational blocks for me, because all my way up, I did sciences. Then I went on to do social science, psychology in UE. So coming out of all those science background, I kind of had a closed mind to business, but it definitely opened my mind, and I was happy that it's foundational, so I don't get lost in all the terminology and the jargon. So I thank you so much.
Thank you. Gabrielle, Cold Thrust.
Hi. Okay, so I never, well, in Trinidad, I've never gone to like these sorts of things, but my mommy pushed me to go, and I'm really thankful that she did, because I learned new things. And now that I'm able, so if anybody brings it up in a conversation, I'll be like, oh yes, I learned this, that, and the other. And I maybe when I grow up, I can be an entrepreneur or some around those lines. And so yeah, I thank you very much for letting me have this opportunity and picking me to come and experience this.
Great. Thank you so much. Raul?
Yes, I'm really grateful for the opportunity, especially because we get to base our ideas and rack our brains on some realistic and actual running companies. It really gives us a more in-depth and realistic perspective on what goes on, and some ideas, especially the course content, really help with developing ideas and really help with motivating me to come up with my ideas. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Great, thank you. And I know that we'll end with Miss Keisha, because Miss Roxanne gave such a beautiful comment there, and I appreciate that. And so Keisha, we just end with you.
Thank you so much for having it. I mean, we only just started this a week ago. You know, I did the website myself, just basically just learning as I go. And so I just really am so impressed by all of you. And don't ever think you can't be an entrepreneur. We have entrepreneurship in our blood, so go for it if you want to. Get a friend and get going with something ideal or some interesting thing that you have in your mind that you'd like to do. And you just learn as you're doing. The best way to learn about entrepreneurship is to do it. So, and there's so much talent in Trinidad and Tobago. I just hope that we get to work with Caribbean people for all the projects. So thank you all so much for all your brilliant ideas and for hosting this as well. Colleen.
I just wanted to say something. Keisha is actually a doctor in, and guess what it is? I didn't even know that existed before. Web science. So she studies the internet to detail. So she has a doctorate in web science. So I just wanted to let you know, especially for Raul and those who are going in that space, that you're more than welcome if you need to get. And I'm sure Keisha would also kind of reach out in helping you in that area as well, because that's a new space. Did you know about that, Raul? Because I know you're doing computer science. Did you know about web science?
I've heard about it before, but I haven't particularly delved into the niche of it.
Right. And Gabby is bio. She is going to be the marine biologist, and Chanel is psychology. So everybody has, and she just graduated actually from UE, right, Chanel? University of West Indies. So we have very intelligent young individuals that are going to do great things. And I just want to end by saying the whole point of digital entrepreneurship mindset is that in any area that you go into, and all of you all have all different areas that you all have specialized in, you need to have that sort of mindset. A mindset that tells me that I know how to critically analyze, I know how to communicate, I know how to be able to look at a particular product or brand and really understand how it works, and as well as to fully understand who I am. I am a brand, and therefore I have to work on myself, improving myself in that mindset as well as an entrepreneur. Even if you never go into quote unquote business, open a brick and mortar, you are an entrepreneur, you are a brand, you are a marketing agent for yourself in whatever endeavor you go to. And so you go with that same confidence in any interview that you'll have to do for your jobs. You go with that same sense of understanding, a same sense of understanding as to, I represent who I am, and I can represent myself in excellence. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you, Miss Roxanne. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Gabby.
No problem. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.